Fibonacci retracements can be also used for projections. This tool is called Fibonacci Extension tool or Fibonacci projection tool. What does this tool do? For example, in an uptrend, this tool projects the Fibonacci levels above the pullback where you bought in and projects where probably the price will go and where the next pullback will be. Again, since a lot of people are using these projections, they actually end up being very correct. Because a lot of people do indeed set up their profit targets at the Fibonacci projection levels, because they are afraid that that's where the pullback will be, which in conclusion is exactly where the pullback will be. Let's look together now at how to use the Fibonacci projection or extension tool on a chart. Hello everybody and welcome to the video about Fibonacci extensions. We've talked before about Fibonacci retracements. Fibonacci retracements, let me immediately show you and remind you, are those levels that indicate where a rally or a pullback is going to stop. So looking here, this is our uptrend, this is our impulsive wave, this is the pullback, and this is a continuation of the impulsive wave. And Fibonacci retracement will tell us approximately, it will give us the levels at which the market, the pullback, has a tendency to stop. So how do I apply it is that I click the tool right here and then I go swing low, because it is an uptrend, so I'm starting with low. And I go swing high and then I drag it a little bit to the right so I actually see the levels. And you can see that we have stopped here approximately at the 50% level, okay, which is one of the most used level. No, mostly it drops to 50 or 6180, but mostly 50. So this is the Fibonacci retracement. Also combine them with support and resistance, because if there is a strong support or resistance at this particular level, then it's a high certainty trade for you, okay? But still, combine it with other indicators always. So this would be the retracement. And then we have something called the Fibonacci projection or extension tool. What it does is that basically it projects from the impulsive wave and from the pullback, it projects where probably will the next impulsive wave go and where it will approximately stop. So how do you apply it? We go from this, you have to start with obviously the impulsive wave that already, is there. So we're going to start here. We're going to click obviously the tool and then swing low, swing high. And now careful, because a lot of teachers will tell you to go to the low of the pullback. That is incorrect. Why? Because you can clearly see that my 0, which is like the last number, is in the middle of the impulsive wave that we're measuring. That is absolutely incorrect. The 0 has to go to the swing low. So I have to go all the way down, and this is my starting point, okay? And I now click, I hit, because I want to have the 0 at a swing low right here. And I want to have 1 at my swing high. And now you see that a certain numbers got projected. And basically, this is mirroring, okay? These numbers are projecting exactly what you see here, just up. You see that this is our next impulsive wave. And you see that exactly the pullback that we were trying to find was at 1.618, which is the 61.8 level from here, the 61%. But now projected up here, so 161%. So this is where approximately we have gotten with the impulsive wave, and then we had a pullback, okay? So extension provides you, again, approximately with the estimation of where the next impulsive wave is going to stop. So it's basically giving you the sell point. Because with the Fibonacci retracement, which are these numbers right now, it's telling you where approximately you can buy into the trend. So it's telling you, okay, now there is a pullback. These are the levels. At one of these levels, it's approximately going to stop. How do you know? Because there is going to be the confirmation candle. Okay, so you see there is a red candle and then there's a confirmation candle. And if you didn't go with this candle because of a lower volume, these are the candles you definitely go with. Okay, this is where you buy into the trend. But then, how do you know where to sell? Well, that's why you have the Fibonacci extensions, the Fibonacci projection tool. It's going to show you where approximately the next impulsive wave is going to stop and reverse into a small pullback again. So how do you know this? Is that you observe again the three most important levels, which is 1.382, which is the 38.2, the 50, which is 1.5 here, and the 61.8, which is the 1.618 level, okay? At one of these, according to these extensions, it should stop and reverse into a pullback. Obviously, this is the best to combine with some known support and resistance lines, because if you know that actually the projection is correlating with a support or resistance line, then you know the probability of the impulsive wave stopping right there is going to be higher. So you see that our impulsive wave here stopped at the 1.618 and then reversed to a pullback, and then there was a next impulsive wave. We're going to now look at the next impulsive wave to see if it would work on that one too. So now we're measuring the preceding wave, which is this one, because I want to measure how this one will look. So I'm going to go from swing low to swing high, and then back to my swing low, going all the way. And you see that approximately, again, if you have made a decision based on a Fibonacci extension tool, you would not do wrong. Because if you have sold approximately here at the 1.618 level, or if you actually have waited for the 1.786 level and you have sold here, you would have made some money, because you see that the low was lower than that. The low of the pullback was lower than that. And then there was the next impulsive wave. Let's again try on this impulsive wave. So we're going to click on a Fibonacci extension. We're going to go swing low, swing high, and then again we're going to go swing low. And you can see again, if you have made your decision based on the Fibonacci projection or extension tool, and you would have waited for this impulsive wave to hit the 1.618 level or the 786 level, you would have made a great decision to sell here, because here then there was a big pullback down, and you could have had bought back into the trend right here and make some juicy profit. So you see that these levels do have a tendency to actually be correct, and as I've told you before, if a lot of people are using the same levels, obviously they're going to work, because that's the Thomas theorem. If you define situations as real, they are real in their consequences. Again, you have to combine this with support and resistance mostly, and especially also volume indicators. You can see, for example, here, normally this would be taken as a pullback, as a small pullback in a trend, and then this would be maybe taken as a continuation of a trend. But you can also see that the volume with which the continuation would have possibly happened is super low compared to what was there before. So that is why you definitely wait a bit before buying into the trend, and then you see on a much bigger volume, huge 2 candles down. So that's when you know that probably there's going to be a bigger pullback and maybe even trend reversal, which actually there was for a couple of days. So this is how you use the Fibonacci extension tool. So don't forget the most important thing when applying it. Always with your impulsive wave, when it comes to an uptrend, you find swing low, you find swing high, and then you drag it all the way down, okay, before you measure anything. And when it comes to a downtrend, how you would do it in a downtrend is that you would go from swing high to a swing low and back to swing high, okay? But here you can see that the projection was not correct here, because this was actually a trend reversal. So you have to apply this on a trend. That's why I'm telling you, always combine it with other indicators as well, because here the projection would count with this being a rally and then trend continuation down, and it will show you where approximately it could have gotten. But based on the volume indicators and especially these candlestick patterns, you would have probably recognized already, okay, well, this is not a trend that I can measure with this, because this is a whole nother situation of a trend reversal and us going up again. So what would you do is you would disregard your downward Fibonacci extension, and you would simply apply it again when the trend obviously is in an uptrend and candles indicate the same candlestick patterns and the single candlestick formations. And again, as you see, If you would have approximately sold at the 1.5 or 1.618, you would have not done a bad decision because then there was a big dump back down. So that is why with Fibonacci extension tool, you can quite nicely collect some profit. Again, do not use this tool by itself, always combine it with other indicators, because if it's not a clear uptrend or a clear downtrend, but it's a, for example, consolidation trend, or there you're going to hit a point where there's going to be a reversal, you can make a mistake. So that is why you always have to combine it, but this is how you would apply this and how you would use this.